Namaste, witchlings. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's not going to work. Okay, there we go. Oh, that feels uncomfy, but it'll work. All right. One moment. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, toss that where it belongs. Okay, now one last thing I gotta do is dig out today's rune. Hello, I know you're in there. Okay. I am mostly prepared. There we go. There we go. It's been chaos today. The biggest kiddo opted to call out of work. He injured himself. We're not entirely sure how. Okay, this is not working. So I'm going to move this. But he injured himself. Not entirely sure how, but, you know, his elbow is ow. And he works as a checker at the grocery store, so, you know, having an ow elbow does not bode well for trying to work. So he's kind of hopped in and out of my room, my office here today, chit-chatting about that, which is fine. But unfortunately, I am having a particularly ADD day, so I have not been able to converse with him and do what I need to do here at the same time. I am not blaming my child at all. I love my child. So I am a little distracted, and I've been talking to my other kiddo online here, about things going on in her house. Her puppy, well, Kiara's still a puppy. Her puppy is effectively a rescue. They rescued her from a family member who should not own animals. Flat, period. My opinion. And Pupper was amazing today, so we were cheering on Pupper. But it's just, I'm having an incredibly ADD day. It is a very significant day for me for personal reasons. So, I'm just all over the place, and I very much apologize because I am all over the place worse than usual today. So please bear with me. Oof, and it doesn't help. My back hurts. So, oh, oh, waiting on one last quick little message. One of my regulars here, she's a good friend. She's not feeling so hot, so I am checking in with her, and I'm gonna have my friend who does Reiki, well, Vanna, one of our own. If my friend gives the go, I'm gonna, have Vanna send her some, healing energies. As long as Vanna's good with that. Okay, so there we go. All right. All right. There we go. That is done. All right. We have friends. Now we're gonna get on with the show. I forgot my glasses in the other room. I'm not gonna bother getting them today. I wonder if that's as quiet as I think it is. I have a feeling it is. All right. So, as I said, today is a significant date for me personally. So, today's candle, momentarily, I am going to be lighting for Teenage to Die. Uh oh, uh oh, uh oh, uh oh. Uh oh. Crap. It's a day. It's definitely a day. There we go. At the moment, I would love to elaborate, but my candle is for 14-year-old die. And then 16-year-old die. She is finally getting the healing she so desperately needed back then. I have an itchy spot, I think in the back of my tank top, that is tickling and poking, and it's driving me batshit crazy today. Hey, Vanna Love. By the way, the friend I messaged you about is Jenny. She's the one who needs you today. So we'll talk in a few once we're done with this. I need some water, and then we'll get on with the show, shall we? Oh! I went to drop my bottle in the recycle bin. It bounced and Bob took in the nose. Give me a sec. I'm so sorry, buddy boy. How am I mean to you today? The first time I bounced something out of that recycle bin. Okay, so y'all will forgive me if I'm squinting at the screen. Because, like I said, my glasses are in the other room. I have 2 pairs of glasses. But unfortunately, I wore a pair when I went out with the Munchkin last weekend. Was that already last weekend, or has that been 2 weekends now? No, it was just last weekend. But I wore a pair when I went out with the Munchkin last weekend, and I haven't seen them since. So I'm now down to 1 pair of glasses, which is okay because I'm currently just kind of biding my time until the hubby's back pay comes in and I can order my new glasses because my prescription has changed. So I'm not horribly upset right now, just mildly annoyed. Alrighty, now on with the show. Today's first card. I actually love this deck, I really do. First card is the Hanged One, and it would help if I had my notes up, huh? Like I said, I am horrifically out of it today. I feel, yeah, not a good day. The Hanged One. True peace can only come from within. The Hanged One has found this inner zen in what seems like an unusual place. She hangs from the tree of life in a comfy sweater and equally comfy sweatpants. For me to be yoga pants and leggings. Maybe she seems a little odd, hanging upside down and perfectly poised, but she's also calm. The Hanged One is just simply relaxed and at peace. I can deal with that. Finally, it's the calm after the storm. You might have just had some tough battles or obstacles to conquer, but now it's time to relax a bit. Meditate, slow down, nurture your body and soul. You might have to sacrifice something in order to reach this state of Zen, but don't worry. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It may even feel like your self care routine is a little strange to others, but this process is crucial for you to embrace who you are and to free yourself from others' expectations and demands. And the number of times the word Zen has come up in that reminded me I am the world's worst boss. I had two birthdays last month that I fully intended to acknowledge. One of them was day before yesterday. Earlier in the month was my adopted mom and social media guru Zen Jen's birthday. So we are going to wish Zen a very belated happy birthday and say we love you very much. And then Saturday was another Yoga with Dai family member's birthday, and my other social media guru's birthday, and that would be Sherry. And we are wishing Sherry a slightly less belated happy birthday. I was fully intending to wish her a very happy birthday before we did yoga, but somebody decided to, be a pest and have mom thoroughly distracted. So I am giving them both a very belated shout out, and I feel so bad about that. For those of you who are joining the coven, there is on the socials a link to the mailing list sign up, where if you give me your birthday, I will do exactly what I just did for Zen and Sherry, providing I remember. And I will say happy birthday to you on our daily draw or a yoga class. And I will also try to remember, and this is easier because I can schedule them in advance. I will make a cute little graphic and post a happy birthday graphic for you on the socials and in the group. So, continuing on, our next card is the so lovely King of Wands. I love the fact that my camera decides to, go all blurry and chiz. It was the dogs! You haven't watched last Saturday's class. It was chaos. All right. The commanding leader, totally confident in their actions and abilities. The king can be an inspiring teacher or a boss that you really respect. If the king is you, it might be time to step up and take control in a particular situation. Do not be afraid to take the lead. You can channel your passions into action and energy. You've got the skills to be in charge. And then our final tarot card for today, God, this is a gorgeous card, is the Empress. Love is everything. The Empress is feeling herself. This benevolent goddess is alive and truly connected to the world and others through passion and emotions. Yep. The Empress is empowered by her love and sexuality, and her energy flows through everything around her. She gives life to the lush vegetation and receives life from the powerful river. I'll show you the card again so you can see what we're talking about. She welcomes pleasure and feelings and fills each moment with ecstasy. And I don't mean the chemical type. Think less, feel more. Embrace self love and use that self love to build stronger and more profound connections with family, friends, and or lovers. Be fulfilled by your social circles of those who love you. Drink more from the cup of love. Allow it to nourish and warm you. Through love, you can find deep meaning and fulfillment. Love, love, love. It's all here for you if you let it in. It's true. I know the live, laugh, love thing became incredibly cliched, but cliches happen for a reason. They become popular and cliched for a reason. By the way, Vanna, I hope you have a ton of fun in Arizona for that fair. All right. Now, oracles. To go with having finally found the calm after the storm and reaching your state of Zen, freeing yourself from others' expectations and demands. I'm questioning this one, but I need to reach out. Why do you need to reach out? Now that you've found your Zen, why do you need to reach out? That's a good question. Then you are the commanding leader. We're going to go with you are that commanding leader. You're stepping up. You're taking control. Oh, that sucks. So you're channeling your passion and action and energy. You are the light. It says, I am the light. Good grief. I'm going to be playing with my camera again and figuring out why it's not focusing. Focus is an issue for all of us today, isn't it? And then, love is everything. That's good. Love is everything, and you're feeling yourself, thinking less, feeling more, embracing that self love. Sacrifices need to be made. What are you sacrificing so that you can love yourself more? Are you sacrificing toxic relationships? I know that's what I did. Okay. So, there's what I said. Haha. Ooh, asthma's acting up. Keep forgetting to use one of my inhalers, and it's the important one. We have had this rune like 3 times in the last 3 weeks. It comes up at least once a week. All right. Oh, itchy nose. So, today's rune, I need to confirm I've got the right rune. Because, me being me, I don't trust it. It is. Okay. Today's rune is Awas, which is this little dude. Oh, God. Is. So, the divinity, Frey, or Freya, the letter is E, which, as y'all know me, I'm usually snarky about this, but surprisingly, the letter is E, not M. I would think it would be M. The symbol is the horse. Okay. The tree, or the element is earth. The tree is the ash and the oak. The plant is the ragwort. Agate and opal are the stones. Colors are dark yellow, green, and blue. The animals are the horse and the squirrel, which are symbols of mobility. Please explain to me how the squirrel is a symbol of mobility. Just say. All right, so you have the support you need to make swift progress towards your goal, but you must be loyal and supportive to those around you as they are to you. The horse is proud, but that does not impede its purpose. So, while you can be proud of your achievements, you must remain humble to ensure your journey reaches a successful conclusion. Awas is the rune of transportation and transport in whatever form that takes. In the time this rune was used regularly, it was a symbol of the horse, the most common vessel of transportation at the time. Because of this connection, it is also a symbol of trust. Our modes of transport have always been things we have had to trust and place faith in to deliver us from point A to point B. And we take extra care to make sure they are always working properly. Makes sense. I mean, my poor car needs some work so that she can, get me from point A to point B right now. Awas is a rune of friendship and teamwork as well. It shows us that we can operate more practically and potently if we have partners and friends with common goals to work with in all aspects of life. If we can share the load with other like minded individuals, we can ascend faster and project our vision forward with more clarity and focus. Seems like focus is the theme of the day. This phenomenon of trust that is built and cultivated between partners is one of the secrets of Awas. It emphasizes the connection we feel towards those who we put our unconditional trust and love into. Awas is a rune of movement and motion. We ride this transport through all realms of life, whether it be physical or metaphysical. And we are always in motion towards something. This rune should help propel you forward towards your goals and should be meditated on before any long journeys are undertaken. In that respect, always make sure your transport is prepared for the journey and don't be ignorant when it comes to the safety of yourself and those you travel with. Awas can also be reflected by the migrations of humans. It represents how the tribe and offspring transport the blood and spirit of the ancestors into the future and into new realms, carrying the torch forward into new ages. I have Sir Patrick in my head talking about new life and new civilization, boldly going where no one has ever gone before. In this respect, Awas can also be applied to sex, as it promotes the movements of the genes and blood, solidifying the survival of the tribe through continual motion. Constant movement and trust with a sensual partner radiates the powers of Awas. Awas reminds us that steady forward motion will bring us to our destination, the throne of enlightenment. It reminds us to trust in our movements and in those who move with us, never doubting the success of the journey. Awas radiates through vessels we encounter, whether that be man, material, or beast. It sings through everything that moves and therefore exists in all things. Meditate on Awas for clarity and mobility. In relationships, Awas can signify a person whose main attributes are sociability, love for new places, traveling, and meeting new people. In general, Awas, hold on, I am definitely having an issue here. So, in general, Awas represents a couple who build their relationship based on equality. Um, in case you are facing problems in your relationship, this rune can signify a dominant partner, which can be a source of trouble. Be more patient with each other, and your relationship will thrive. In work, AWAS stands for gradual and inevitable changes. Even if you're in a state of stagnation at the moment, with the right amount of effort, you're going to gain the victory you deserve. The joys of being asthmatic. I'm sorry. This rune suggests that the first successes are definitely there, and it's going to get even better as time goes on. Typical interpretations of the rune are new, useful acquaintances, the use of innovative forms of work, new tech, and a change in your attitude towards your professional activities. So, our key takeaways here. Transportation, it can represent a horse, a car, plane, boat, or another vehicle. Movement and change for the better. Gradual development and steady progress are indicated. Harmony, teamwork, trust, and loyalty, an ideal marriage or partnership. Confirmation beyond a shadow of a doubt, the meanings of any of the rooms around it, which right at the moment we don't have. Because, well, I only pull one rune a day. We're getting there. Transportation, motion, assistance, energy, power, communication, will, and recklessness. So, today's goddess. I pulled today's goddess because typically, because it is the beginning of April, we would use Aphrodite. I think it was Aphrodite. Yeah. Anyway, I have done today's goddess earlier last week, so I didn't use her today. So I went on a little bit of a hunt. And I discovered this goddess. She is not in my deck or the book, but, and I forgot to find her connection to April Fool's Day. But there is a connection, and I apologize for that. So, today's goddess is the great mother of the gods. She is an ancient Oriental and Greco Roman deity known by a variety of local names. Cripes. You know what? I'm going to go this way. The name Cybele or Cybibi predominates in Greek and Roman literature from about the 5th century BC on. Her full official Roman name, I am going to butcher the Latin, was Mater Deum Magna Idea, Great Idaean Mother of the Gods. Okay, one moment. Oh, oh. Legends agree in locating the rise of the worship of the Great Mother in the general area of Phrygia in Asia Minor, now in west central Turkey, and during classical times, her cult center was at Pessinus, located on the slopes of Mount Dindymus or Agdistis, hence her names Dindymene and Agdistis. The existence, however, of many similar non Phrygian deities indicates that she was merely the Phrygian form of the nature deity of all Asia Minor. From Asia Minor, her cult spread first to Greek territory. The Greeks always saw in the Great Mother a resemblance to their own goddess Rhea, and finally identified the two completely. During Hannibal's invasion of Italy in 204 BC, the Romans followed a Sibylline prophecy that the enemy could be expelled and conquered if the quote, Idaean Mother were brought to Rome, together with her sacred symbol, a small stone reputed to have fallen from the heavens. Her identification by the Romans with the goddesses Maya, Ops, Rhea, Tellus, and Ceres contributed to the establishment of her worship on a firm footing. By the end of the Roman Republic, it had attained prominence, and under the empire, it became one of the most important cults in the Roman world. In all of her aspects, Roman, Greek, and Oriental, the Great Mother was characterized by essentially the same qualities. Most prominent among them was her universal motherhood. She was the great parent not only of gods, but also of human beings and beasts. She was called the Mountain Mother, and special emphasis was placed on her maternity over wild nature. This was manifested by the orgiastic character of her worship. Her mythical attendants, the Corybantes, were wild, half demonic beings. Her priests, the Galli, Galli. I am familiar with this word, but I cannot remember the details. Castrated themselves upon entering her service. The self mutilation was justified by the myth that her lover, the fertility god Attis, had emasculated himself under a pine tree where he bled to death. At Cibele's annual festival, March 15th through the 27th, a pine tree was cut and brought to her shrine, where it was honored as a god and adorned with violets considered to have sprung from the blood of Attis. On March 24th, the day of blood, her chief priest, the Archigallus, drew blood from his arms and offered it to her to the music of cymbals, drums, and flutes, while the lower clergy whirled madly and slashed themselves to bespatter the altar and the sacred pine with their blood. This sounds kind of. Yeah. On March 27th, the silver statue of the goddess, with the sacred stone set in its head, was borne in procession and bathed in the Alamo, a tributary of the Tiber River. Cybele's ecstatic rites were at home and fully comprehensible in Asia, but they were a bit too frenzied for Europeans further west. Roman citizens were at first forbidden to take part in ceremonies, a ban that was not removed until the time of the Empire. Though her cult sometimes existed by itself, in its fully developed state, the worship of the Great Mother was accompanied by that of Attis. The Great Mother was especially prominent in the art of the Empire. She usually appears with a mural crown and veil, seated on a throne or in a chariot drawn by two lions. In some accounts, the lions were originally Atalanta and Hippomenes. Mother goddess figures are found in almost every ancient religion, but these figures, who were usually only goddesses of fertility and reproduction in general, should not be confused with the Great Mother of the gods, who was regarded as the giver of life to gods, human beings, and beasts alike. Now, let's see if it'll work. I looked up goddesses attached to the beginning of April, and she came up, and I cannot figure out why, but that was our goddess of the day. She is the mother of all gods, goddesses, beings, and creatures. I thought she was interesting. So, today's Namaste. We have the card that, if you guys have been following me for a while, you will remember is the one that kind of rocked my world. Hugs are free love. Imagine what it feels like to receive a hug. Now, imagine what it feels like to receive a hug from someone you love. There's a difference. There is a huge difference. Just by imagining a hug from someone who is dear and special to your heart, you can feel the sensation of love course through your body. Your body doesn't realize the person you are thinking of isn't there. A hug is a connection, just like thinking of someone is a connection. Imagining a hug from someone dear to you can bring you a connection similar to if you were hugging your special person in real life. This positive connection will course through your body and help reduce stress. The last time I read this card, I was trying to imagine a hug from a specific person. Someone else decided to step in and give me a hug instead. Someone else. As much as I love the person I was trying to imagine the hug from, the person who decided to step in and give me a hug is a whole lot dearer to my heart. And it rocked my world. So, we are going to move on before I end up back in that place. Our self-compassion card. Born this way. Thank you, Lady Gaga. Consider one of your heroes or role models. Can you recognize that they suffer and struggle with imperfection too? I am a bizarre person, okay? I have never been one to put my role models and heroes up on a pedestal and think that they were perfect. I have always acknowledged my role models' humanity. I mean, I believe I've shared with you guys the story of meeting a celebrity. I don't think I said who, and I'm not going to right now either. Back in the mid to late 90s, this particular celebrity was on one of the top TV shows at the time, and we were at Disneyland, and we were having a conversation, and they were like, "Do you know who I am?" And I rattled off what show they were on, the character they played, admitted that they were my favorite character. Like, you're not going batshit crazy? Why would I? You have an absolutely cool job. You don't get me wrong, but you're just you're just another person. You're here to have fun and relax just like I am. If I start going batshit crazy over you, yeah, that's going to draw everybody's attention to you, and it's going to ruin your day, and it's going to end our conversation. So um, I know no one is perfect. So but I also stop and think, okay, the card says born this way. I have fibromyalgia. The card makes me think of Lady Gaga, who has recently very publicly discussed her fibro diagnosis. I also deal with migraines. She has migraines. So, these are things to think about. When you think of your heroes and all of these celebrities, it is all fine and good to, see their good qualities, but for the love of all things holy, please don't forget that they are humans. They're going to have bad days, they're going to have good days, but they are not perfect. Just my thoughts. And on that note, it is it is 20 minutes after the hour. I have to have this big boy and the little monster at the vet in 40 minutes. So I am going to say a fond farewell. I will see you wonderful peoples tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful, fabulous, magical day. And I will see you guys later. Boom, boom.